Come touch me like I'm an ordinary man. Have a look in my eyes. Underneath my skin there is a violence. It's got a gun in its hands. Ready to make sense of anyone, anything, anyone, anything, anyone, anything, anyone, anything, anyone, anything. Black holes living in the side of your face. Razor wire spinning around you, around you, around you, around you. Blistering sky, blistering sky, blistering sky. Bullets on the beauty of the blistering sky. Bullets on the beauty and I don't know why. Bullets on the beauty of the blistering sky. Bullets on the beauty and I don't know why. Personal responsibility, personal responsibility, personal responsibility, personal responsibility. Of a beautiful man without the blood on his hands. Come and make me a martyr, come and break my feeling with your violence. With a gun in my hand, ready to take, ready to take, ready to take, ready to take out anyone, anywhere, anyone, anywhere, anyone, anywhere, anyone, anywhere, anyone, anywhere. Black holes living in the side of your face. Razor wire spinning around you, around you, around you, around you, around you, around you. Bullets are the beauty and I don't know why. Bullets are the beauty of the blistering sky. Bullets are the beauty and I don't know why. Personal responsibility, personal responsibility, personal responsibility, personal responsibility. Side of your face, razor wire spinning around you, around you, around you, around you, around you, around you, around sky, blistering sky. Bullets are the beauty of the blistering sky. Bullets are the beauty and I don't know why. Bullets are the beauty of the blistering sky. Bullets are the beauty and I don't know why. Personal responsibility, 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 personal responsibility.
So, hello and good evening here from Germany, from round 4 of the EGTM Season 3 Division A we have here today. I say also good evening to my co-commentator Badg3rman. Welcome also to you to the co-streaming today. How are you? Everything's fine?
I'm doing good. Everything's fine. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's racing day and it's racing time because we change in 2 or 3 minutes to the race action here to 1.5 hours pool racing here on the Nordschleife 24-hour circuit. And yeah, looking forward to the fight between Psycho and Marcola. Maybe Marcola has a bit of an advantage here over Psycho because he has lesser additional or success ballast. So how are you seeing it today here?
Yeah, I think that might be the difference maker here between the two. Marcola only with 1% of success ballast. Psychola. Oh,
Psychola.
That's a new one. No, Psycho, of course, I meant with the maximum of 2% success ballast. But I think we do have to get into something else, because you said the race is going to start in about 3 minutes and it's going to be a 90-minute race. There may be someone out there asking, wait, what happened to the qualifying? What happened to the Super Pole? Well, it is one of the 2 endurance rounds here today, so not your normal average EGTM race day. Instead, we do not even have a qualifying. We go straight into the race. Yeah, it will be 90 minutes. It will be 11 laps here around the Nürburg ring with the whole layout, the GP track and the Nordschleife. So over 25 kilometers. Quite a long track.
Yeah, quite a long, yeah.
The longest we have on the calendar. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think it might even be the longest the longest in the game is now that they've added the special stage route X, isn't it?
Yeah, most probably it could be, yeah. But maybe also to mention that we start here, the starting grid is the average of the first 3 rounds of the qualification position of each driver. And yeah, Marcola starting from pole position, right behind him Psycho. And yeah, I think they will fight in this race again for the victory here. Marcola and Psycho are both very good and very fast drivers on the Nordschleife track. So yeah, we're looking forward now because we have the start now. The start will be behind the safety car and before the NGK chicane. The pace car will turn to the right and stop there, and then the race gets started then when Marcola opens this endurance race.
And here we go. Yeah, that is again just the formation lap, which isn't a whole lap, thankfully, as you just explained. Imagine if the safety car was going GP. Around the whole Nordschleife for a whole lap, as it seems like we're gonna have a restart here.
There was a restart, yeah. Something was not working, looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe something was not right set, I don't know. Let's see.
I think we're gonna have to wait for maybe some additional information from Lychee.
Yeah.
Maybe the grid order wasn't completely right. Now Badg3rman has left the lobby as well. Oh, some connection issue with him. Okay, yeah. Well, he just left.
Ah, okay.
So he's probably going to try to fix that right now. So we do have a little bit more time to get into what the drivers are going to get into here over the next 90 minutes as soon as the race starts. It will be, we've seen it in the Division B race 2 days ago over on Twitch, that it's really mostly about strategy, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. The difference will be, of course, a strategy today, even between Marcola and Psycho, and also for the Yeah, I mean, it's not sure that both of them reach the podium, because we have now 90 minutes, like you said, on this track, and yeah, it's a hard track because no room for mistakes, because if you make a mistake, the car is most probably damaged, and if you look how long this track is and how much time you lose when you have a damage somewhere, then yeah, that can be, for example, a race decision then. And also other drivers are pretty fast here most probably, and it could be at the end the strategy which makes the positions here, because if you fuel safe, you can make 4 laps, for example, with one fuel, and if not, then maybe you can only drive 3 laps and a bit of the 4th. But yeah, let's see who's driving here with 4 laps, so with 2 pit stops, or who is driving here with 3 pit stops. So yeah, we'll see that.
Yeah, and you have to say that you do lose quite a bit of time here on the pit stops,
for
usually
sure.
around, I would say, 25 to 30 seconds roughly. So it can really pay off if you are able to fuel save and go on the 2-stop instead of the 3-stop. We've seen Batty in the Division B race pulling off the 2-stop quite easily, I would say, and quite successfully. He won that race, got himself 84 points in that Division B race. Here in Division A, we're not talking about 84 points on offer, we're talking about 100. So even more, obviously, because the Division A is the faster division. So 100 points if you win this race, and if you then on top get the fastest lap of the race as well, then we're talking even 102 points. So there's quite a lot here to be gained, and you can distance your opponent by at least 14 points.
And the difference between Psycho and Markola, for example, are only 7 points right now. I think I have our homepage, EGTM.racing. You can check there the standings and everything, and I'm checking right now the standing, and I think only 7 points are between Markola and Psycho before this round, so it's pretty close.
9 points.
9
still
points.
Pretty close.
Yeah, still.
But yeah, that also means that, let's say if Psycho is able to beat Markola here,
he takes the lead.
Then he would take the lead in the championship, indeed. Yeah. And even if Markola was able to get the fastest lap, then Psycho would still lead. So thus is the importance of this race, and how many points you will be able to get here if you stand on the top step of the podium.
I'm looking through the cars right now, and I see right now only, I mean, Markola and Cobra are driving with the same liveries like usual. Then Callum has a different one, I think, because they were driving, I think, with liveries of cars, but for sure Callum is driving with another one. He's ghosting right now, but I think he's driving with another one. Then Magic World, for example, drives with a Pokemon livery. With a Pokemon livery, yeah. A cool idea.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah. Then Ligia, he has his old one. Then Magic World, yeah. Psycho also with his usual livery for the Mercedes AMG GT3. So yeah. I think we have right now some issues with somebody who is not seen by everyone in the lobby. Is that
yeah, it's
right,
Boy. He did rejoin, but I can tell you, for example, I for one am not able to see Boy in the lobby right now. Maybe I'm the issue right now. But everyone says they can see him. I can't, and that makes me wonder right now. Maybe I should
Yeah, then
Maybe I
rejoin
should
fast.
leave.
Yeah, then rejoin
Yeah.
fast before the race starts.
Alright, kinda confusing, but yeah, we'll all get it fixed in time. Don't you worry about it. But yeah, it would be quite bad if the co-commentator was not able to see one of the drivers, you know?
Yeah.
Would be quite unfortunate.
So I have to check now what's the problem here. I think it's a problem with the that somebody's not visible in the lobby.
It says on my screen it says that Badg3rman has left the room. So
Who?
is that just Badg3rman? Is that just me, or did he actually leave the lobby? Oh, there you go. He's coming back. Okay, there you go. Now I can see him. Now I can see him. Alright, it should all be working now. Yeah, everyone says they can see everyone in
But also 13 from 16.
yeah, in the member list. Everyone says 13. Fantastic. Yeah, I think we can start now.
So what's your tip for the podium?
Whoever stays mistake free would be my guess. Probably even with a 3-stop. I think if you stay penalty free here, you really have the best chance. No damage, no.
Yes, tell me. What's your 1, 2, 3?
I'm gonna look. It's hard for me to here at the only German race of the calendar, not to pick a German, but I'm going with Psycho over Marcola.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say the third one on the podium is gonna be Magic World. I think the Pokemon livery is really gonna help him here.
I think the podium will be Marcola, Psycho, and Apemeister, in my opinion.
Okay.
Castor,
we'll see how that.
maybe also Castor Troy could also be the third position. So I think that Castor Troy can also be on the podium here. But yeah, we will see in 90 minutes more.
And this time
I hope
it
everybody's
should all
driving.
work.
Yeah.
So I can see all the cars. I can
Yeah,
see
me
all the
too,
cars. And
yeah.
I hope the others can. No, there's one car missing again. No, oh, wait, no, we got it. Okay.
No, 11
For a second
cars.
there, I thought Badg3rman was gone again, but no,
Yeah.
I see all 11 cars. The 10 drivers and
Phew.
the safety car. Jeez, for a second I was worried, but no, everything works, everything's fine, no restart needed, hopefully. We already had our one for the day. I think we always get, at this point, I think it's a tradition that we restart the race at least once, right?
Yeah.
We had it in
Tokyo, I think. Yeah.
In both divisions in Tokyo.
No, I think we restarted only Division B, I think.
Yeah?
So, but I'm pretty looking forward to the fight between Marcola and Psycho as well, because the championship is wide open for both. And I think over 90 minutes, because if you compare Psycho's driving with wheel and Markola with pad, I mean, I know that Markola can do it with pad as well, but 90 minutes only with pad, only Markola can do, in my opinion. So yeah, let's see how his performance will be after, I don't know, 70 minutes. If he can perform like at the beginning, or yeah, we'll see that. And the pace car,
the safety car is getting closer to the start of the race, coming here through this corner now, pulling over to the right, and it will be Markola who determines the pace here for the first endurance round, 4th round overall of the EGTM this season. And it is
and here we go.
Now Markola who starts this race. We are under green, and Markola already with a good start here. How's it gonna look behind him? Oh, Psycho already through the dirt there in the chicane. That really got run out of space by DeRouge, who now takes the inside and moves up into 2nd place. So it's not Markola and Psycho fighting.
Yeah.
It's DeRouge and Psycho fighting here for 2nd place.
And it was
right
a
now
mistake from Psycho in the entrance of the Nordschleife, because he went a bit wide there and he left the room open that DeRouge can go to the inside.
Yeah, 2 mistakes in the first 2 corners, and there's a spin, and Casa Troy has hit the wall. Front bumper damage for him right now. He is down to last place and has front bumper damage. Thankfully, nothing else though. No suspension, no engine, just a little bit of the front bumper.
Ah, yeah, oh, it was lucky that he hit nobody there. But yeah, Markola already 2 seconds in front of DeRouge, and DeRouge made out of his 3rd place, so he could gain 1 position. And yeah, now the problem for Psycho, of course, is he has to overtake DeRouge, because Markola is flying away if he's not doing it. And where to overtake is now the question, if DeRouge makes no mistakes. And yeah, in 4th position we have Cobra, 5th AP Meister, 6th Magic World, 7 Bedstead Farboy, 8 Lychee, 8, 9 Callum, and Casa Troy with the front bumper damage after his spun on position 10. But still, Markola lost a bit of time here.
Yeah, but he's already gaining that back. It is so important to get the exit right on some of the turns, and I think Markola might be one of the best drivers to really adjust every corner for how long the straight right after is. That's one of the very advanced driving techniques for like when you're really getting into that, let's say, top split of drivers, where Markola certainly is in, and a lot of other drivers here are too. Being able to change the way you take the corner and change the way you exit a corner based on how long the straight right after is and how much full throttle you take until the next braking zone. And Markola does it to a very good degree here. He's already almost 3 seconds away from DeRouge and the rest of the field. The other drivers are really close to each other. I mean, the same distance between Markola and DeRouge is also the distance pretty much between DeRouge and Magic World in P6.
Yeah.
So I think that tells you quite a bit here about how well Markola is driving on this first lap so far.
So now maybe the possibility for Psycho to overtake, and he's going to the inside.
There's a little bit of contact there, but it's all looking quite friendly,
that was
and Psycho
maybe,
makes the move stick.
Yeah, that was maybe very important for him to overtake here. It was a very ambitious overtake, very dangerous as well, but he knows how important it is to overtake here. Cobra still defending against AP Meister, so yeah. He could stay in front of AP Meister. And then very close behind AP Meister, Magic World with the Porsche. On position 6, 7 Badg3rman far boy. Hopefully he can survive this race, and here I said it, the curse, my commentating curse hit again. Sorry mate for that. Every time when I say that he's spinning, it was in Catalonia the same. And Smurf wrote something in the stream chat. I think you know him maybe.
Yeah, he is a part of my community over on Twitch. By the way, as is Badg3rman boy. I have to disclose that here maybe. However, I try to be not as I try not to be biased in any way, obviously. But yeah, I know both of them quite well. And meanwhile, I'm looking at AP Meister and VP Cobra here. VP Cobra, a couple of corners here. Ever since the Steilstrecke, his car really seems twitchy. A lot of the rear seems quite loose. Oftentimes, the car is really just twitching around to the left and to the right on the exit of corners, and I fear for Cobra that it might be only a matter of time until he makes a mistake that is severe enough for AP Meister to take advantage and overtake him. However, at the same time, Cobra is trying to put some pressure on the Rouge. He really needs to find that middle ground that he doesn't spin the car, but at the same time, he's still able to make some ground on the Rouge. And maybe now it is time. He is in the slipstream here on the Döttinger Höhe, and he will take that slipstream to full advantage. However, it might be that AP Meister also gets the slipstream here. Here comes Cobra.
And he's overtaking now the Rouge. I think he will make it stick, but the Rouge can counter that, but they are now side by side and the Audi is fast and straight.
And now look at AP Meister. He's coming closer. He's trying to take the very inside line here. But I think he went out of the slipstream a little bit too early, and he takes back. AP Meister stays in 5th, stays behind the other two.
Yeah.
And it is the Rouge still in 3rd, able to defend, as I think Cobra as well moved out of the slipstream too early. Maybe now into turn 1. He has another run on him. Cobra taking the outside, the Rouge defending the inside. I think it's a smart call here to try to defend the inside.
Yes, he was
but still, Cobra round the outside. Can you believe that? Wow. Don't see that every day. What a move from Cobra here. Just taking the outside and just driving around him. Incredible stuff. And up in the 3rd. Meanwhile, look who's barely visible for Cobra. Psycho has already moved out into the distance.
Yeah, he's now
4 seconds already in the gap.
He's hunting down a Marcola in front of him.
Yeah, the gap was over 3 seconds if you remember.
Yeah, and you know,
2.5.
and can you remember the race, Brands Hatch, first round? It was almost the same, and he was the hunter, the whole race, and he overtook Marcola in the last corner to win the race.
Yeah, yeah. I doubt we'll see the same thing here. It is a 90-minute race after all, but I think both of these drivers will be very, very close until the very end of the race, unless I hope it doesn't happen, but there might be the chance of, you know, these two colliding even in a worst case scenario. But either way, I think we're in for a very, very good fight right at the top. And it seems like behind, the Rouge is still able to hang with Cobra.
Oh, Cobra!
And Cobra made a mistake.
Yeah. And that's enough for the Rouge maybe to overtake. Yeah, of course, Cobra very intelligent driving from him here. He knew before the corner came that he's in a very bad position on the outside on that corner, and he was releasing the throttle. And yeah, the race is long enough to make another move for the third place and not to lose the whole race here.
And at the same time, for Cobra, it really isn't too worrying either. It seems like this is going to be the battle here between Daruge, Cobra, and AP Meister for third place right now, with Magic World kind of lingering in the shadows, trying to maybe take advantage
like
of whatever
assassin.
happens right in front. It's just over a second between Magic World and AP Meister, so he's still very much in striking distance here, as Daruge now struggling, but able to catch the car back in time for Arenberg. So now they're going down the Fox. What do you call it? Fox pipe.
Did you learn it, or you have it open?
I have it open.
Yeah.
You did. I have to disclose that to the rest of the stream. You did dare me after Tuesday to learn the whole track and learn the corner names, and of course I will not do that. I would not do that because it's just too long of a track. So of course I have it open in front of me right now.
Okay.
Which makes it much easier. And yeah, but let's get back to the action.
But still very close race here between positions 3 and 6. There are only 1 second, a bit more than 1 second.
Pretty much second and a half, maybe. Not even.
Jumping into the
and yeah, Magic World did get closer
Magic
to
World.
The rest of the bunch here. So there is certainly a chance.
A bit in the grass there. Oh, and Daruge lost the car.
Sorry, I didn't hear you there for a second. For some reason, my headset decided
Daruge lost the car there over the...
Yeah.
He was driving over the curb and he lost the car there.
Yeah, I'm looking at it in the replay, and my goodness. And he picked up a whole lot of damage as well.
Yeah.
Front bumper, rear bumper, 3 suspensions.
And AP Meister now attacking Cobra on the straight. And he makes it.
And he's got him.
No, yes.
Yeah. Cobra is struggling. This is what I was talking about earlier. Cobra seems to be struggling with the rear end of his car. It seems to be quite twitchy, and oh my god.
I want to point out now.
Close.
I want to point out now that we have the podium now. What I said.
Yes, it's a long race, okay? It is a long race after all. But yeah, it seems like
Psycho
Cobra's
lost a bit. It's now 3.6.
Yeah, the distance up to 3.5. Yeah. Lost a second so far this lap. But I don't think that's going to be too worrying again. 11 laps here, and if you lose 1 second over, what is that now, 2/3 of a lap, yeah, you're going to gain it at some point again, most likely. So, you know, you give some, you take some. And I don't think Psycho is going to be too worried about it.
I jumped now in the front camera from Makula that we watch a bit him driving a few corner.
Does that include his livery, or can you see a little bit of it, or is that...
Yeah, a little bit from the...
Okay, so the hood cam.
The hood cam, yeah. We are right now in the where we are now in Pflanzgarten area, kilometer 17, I think is that. Going now. No, we are Bellof. Yeah, Bellof we are.
In the Bellof S.
To Schwalbenschwanz we're coming now.
Yeah.
So between kilometer 18 and 19.
And now the small carousel
Yeah.
right here.
Now driving to the Galgenkopf and then down to the Döttinger Höhe and up to Antoniusbuche.
The longest full speed, full throttle part of the track, over 2 kilometers long. This agonizingly long straight here, which isn't fully a straight. There's a little bit of there's a few little bends in there, let's say, but obviously easily full throttle here for all the drivers. And Markola now heading down towards Tiergarten and then Hohenrhein before he comes back onto the GP track. Very, very weird braking zone here. I've always hated it here because you're braking in a corner for another corner. Every time that happens, I hate it. Whether it's
and we have the first lap here.
You can take every track where it happens.
At 8:10.4, the first lap we got here. Psycho with 8:12. AP Meister with 8:12.8. Cobra with 14.
8:14.6.
Magic World was faster.
Remember, he's my pick for P3. So I'm still looking good. He just needs to get past Cobra and then maybe pick up a little bit of pace, but he's only been 0.3 slower in the last lap than AP Meister. So if he picks up his pace a little more, I think there's a good chance. So
De Rouge now in pits, of course.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, no, hold on.
Callum.
Yeah, De Rouge in the pits.
Also.
And I thought there was someone behind Betzeferboy, next to Betzeferboy, but there wasn't. It was looking weird. But yeah, Betzeferboy in P7. He did make a little mistake. 8:20.5. I know he can go faster, but at the same time, Betzeferboy told me before the race that he has injured his arm, and he already has a bit of nerve damage on that arm, and he has further injured the same arm, so he's really going to be struggling. I hope that the pain isn't going to be too much.
Yeah.
Ideally no pain at all, but yeah, he is let's say handicapped for today's race. With an arm injury, but he's still driving. He's still competing here. And I have to say, I think there will be a lot of drivers that would say, "Look, my arm hurts. I can't drive." Betzeferboy says, "I don't care. I'm gonna drive." So a lot of respect to him for that and for fighting here and still driving, and driving quite well. I mean, 8:20.5, not the best first lap here, or second lap rather. But like he's still hanging in there, and if he stays mistake-free, I hope I don't curse him right now, but if he stays mistake-free, I think there might be 1 or 2 positions from here that he can still gain. Meanwhile, De Rouge, by the way, out of the pits, and he is now over a minute down on Markola and Psycho.
Looking through the field now, Castor Troy, De Rouge and Callum, yeah. And up to the front, Markola still doing very good job. He's losing in the first part of the track a bit time to Psycho, but at the end of this long round or lap, then he's gaining a lot of time. And we have 8:10.4. I think the fastest in Division B was 8:12, when I can remember correctly, from Heinz. Hello, Wynilin.
So, yeah.
Hello again. Very nice that you watch the stream here. As a setup fan from Spain. So, how's the weather in Spain?
Probably better than it is in Germany or Austria, let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest, of course.
Meanwhile, I wanna. sorry to interrupt here, but Magic World is getting closer and closer to Cobra, who's been making mistakes pretty much ever since Arenberg. So he went wide there, lost about 7-8 tenths in that one corner alone, and has been struggling for grip ever since, it seems. And now Magic World is really all over him, and you can see here Cobra going a little bit deeper into the corner, staying ahead, but at the same time, I think Magic World is gonna make a move on him at some point. The Cobra seems to be missing every apex pretty much. Always a little bit too late on the race. Maybe he has some issue with his tires already. Maybe he didn't practice enough on that kind of tire wear. I mean, we are 2.5 laps into the race at this point, but I'm surprised, I have to say. And again, you can see here how how Cobra is almost putting the car into the wall, and Magic World
but catched it very well.
He caught it very, very well. Yeah,
I tried to get that again. He went again. He missed again the apex, and that's the reason why he went wide there, and he got a bit in the grass there.
Yeah, now Cobra saying, you know what, I'm looking at him right now. He's lifting off. He's just coasting behind Magic World. He's saying, you know what, if now that I lost the position, I can just save some fuel. And he goes onto the grass. Ooh. Cobra 2 wheels onto the grass. This is not what you want to see. So Cobra seems to be that he's really, really struggling for grip now. And I would assume that maybe it is best for Cobra to come into the pits at the end of this lap, because this is getting pretty frightening to watch. And I think if he goes on like that, not only is he going to lose more time, not just to Magic World, but also everyone in front and people behind.
P-Master could already put 4 seconds between him and the fighting pack behind him, between Magic World and Cobra. And 5 seconds is not that far away from him than Psycho, and Psycho could close the gap to Marcola a bit more. It's under 4 seconds now. We had, I think, 4.6 seconds already. And he's on a new fast lap here. He's 1:10 down to the current fastest lap from Marcola with a 8:10.4. So maybe we see here the first time in EGTM on the N24h track layout under 8:10. So the current record is 8:10.409 by Marcola, but here he's losing always a bit. Psycho, he lost again 2 tenths, so he's a bit up. He's already 1.7 seconds in front of his last lap.
But that wouldn't be a purple lap right now.
Yeah.
So he has to gain a little bit more. And now through Galgenkopf here.
And Marcola now on Döttinger Höhe.
Sometimes these cars are getting really twitchy here. It's interesting to see. And now onto Döttinger Höhe once again. Meanwhile, look at Cobra. He's already lost 2 seconds since he was overtaken by Magic World. That is quite astonishing, I have to say. And I would assume that Cobra does come into the pits at the end of this lap. Maybe
but I ask myself
take
now,
it for one more. But
I ask myself now, are they driving the same setup? Because Marcola is still hitting very fast times and Cobra is struggling a bit with hitting the apex. So maybe he's overdriving the car too much, and Marcola maybe is trying not to slide too much with the front. But currently everything looks fine for Marcola. He's 4.2 seconds in front of Psycho, but everything can happen here still. And look, 8:10.4 first lap, 8:10.9 second lap, and 8:10.6 also for Psycho. So Psycho can go the pace from Marcola. He had only
8:11.5, also very
also very
fast.
good lap, yeah.
And Magic World improved his previous lap time, even though he was battling with Cobra. So I think Magic World also got a bit left in him. The 813.1 there, it's not telling the whole story because he had an overtake in there and he was stuck behind Cobra for a little bit. So that is in that lap already as Boy and Castor Troy come into the pits. So first pit stop for both of them. For
I ask myself also now if the drivers have trained also with hard tires, because maybe the hard tires after lap 2 or 3 they are faster than the medium.
Yeah, could be. But it seems like everyone is going on to the mediums. If they're not on the mediums already, everyone who's in the pits right now at least is going on to mediums again. So both Boy and Castor Troy. And Castor Troy rejoining on track in front of Boy. So there was a move there in the pits. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that Boy was in front before the pit stop. And now Castor Troy took that position. Meanwhile, I'm looking through the field. Seems like Cobra has caught himself again. He was 2 seconds down on Magic World. Now it's the gap is down to 1.4. So there is a bit of a gain from Cobra, but De Rouge is out of the race.
I left the room. Yeah, I see it. Let's see if I can get it on the replay.
I can't even see it. I'm trying to find it in the replay, but no chance.
No, he's already out there.
That was unexpected.
So that's before 50% of the race. Have to check then how we did it in the rules, but I think if I can check it first because I have not all of our rules in my head, but I will check.
Pretty sure that's no points. But yeah, looking through the field once again, it seems like it's all been... The field's been spreading out now.
Yeah, there's everywhere gap.
There's no gap under a second as Lychee is off.
And he destroyed his car. Let's see that in the replay. Oh, yeah. A typical mistake there. Yo, welcome Nameless to the stream. Well done with your pace car work. Now you can relax and watch the stream, of course. We have De Rouge out of the race. Looks like a disconnect, or we didn't see it exactly what happened.
Yeah, and seems like Cobra has made a mistake. Picked up front bumper and front right suspension damage and lost about 4 seconds to Magic World.
And Magic World gets closer to AP Meister. It's under 5 seconds, so he's closing the gap a bit more to AP Meister.
I think the gap increased. I think it was under 4 seconds.
Okay, I thought it's
it was
under
4
5.
seconds last time
over
we checked.
5. Okay.
I'm not sure actually. I think it was.
I thought it was over 5, but I can be wrong as well. So 4th position also for Magic World. I think it's a very good result. The same as 3rd place for AP Meister would be also a very good race result for him here.
Obviously, every time you get a podium here, it does give you quite a lot of points. 78 points is what a podium would give you here, third place. 70 points still for fourth place. And then it really drops off. So you see the difference between P2 and P3, 86 and 78 is 8 points. The difference between P3 and P4 is 78 to 70 is 8 points. The difference between P4 and P5 is 70 to 60 is 10 points. So the difference actually increases there. So there are certain positions in the standings that really help you get more points than others, and certainly top 4 is one of those gaps where you want to be in, one of those areas where you want to be in, because if you're below that, you do lose a lot of points quite quickly.
Markola is flying in front. He's on a new fastest lap, but I think in this lap all will go into the pits, most probably.
I mean, everyone in the top 6. As Cobra is... Oh, Cobra is into the wall, and he's on the wall.
Oh, what happened there?
He's stopping the car. Engine damage.
He went...
He
touched the grass and he went into the wall.
Yeah, but why has the car stopped now? Maybe he has some issue with his wheel. Or maybe that's why the car was twitchy all the time. Because he has maybe some issues with his, I don't know, force feedback maybe. Maybe some other issues with his wheel. But he is still fully stopped.
Yeah, still, the car is still standing there.
And Badg3rman now passing him as well. That is very surprising to see. He does not move at all.
And Markola is going to the pits now.
Yeah,
and Psycho, of course, as well.
Will follow him. And they won't be the only ones. AP is going to come
everyone.
in. Yeah, Magic World.
But he came with very much fuel into the pits, to be honest. So he could close a bit the gap there to the both two.
Yeah, and increase the gap to... Hold on, where's Psycho? Oh no!
Psycho left the room.
Psycho has disconnected. Oh my.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. That's a 0 for Psycho. And his previous drop result, which is what he's gonna fall back to, was 33 points. As he most likely will write a big fat 0 here on the disconnect. And now Markola over 10 seconds in the lead in front of AP Meister and then Magic World. Lychee also into the pits now. And Cobra still standing here. I'm kind of confused why he isn't driving.
Yeah, Cobra, we should talk about that on Discord afterwards, not in the stream chat, but we will find a solution for that.
As Lychee,
so far we had
the pits.
So far we had 2 disconnects, and yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, and again, Lychee rejoining out of the pits in P5, just ahead of Castor Troy. We're talking less than a second here. Castor Troy all over Lychee's back. Yep. The BMW and the Ferrari going head to head here.
And Badg3rman on 4th position. with his injured
Yeah,
arm.
that's how quickly it can go. That's how quickly it can go.
Yeah, 2 disconnects here.
And see, both of our picks were kind of right. Both AP Meister and Magic World right now on the podium.
Yeah, that's true.
If it ends this way.
So yeah, that I think Magic World will be very happy now with that position, with the 3rd position. And Badg3rman with the 4th as well. Markola now a bit, yeah, it's a bit away now up front.
And Castor with the move here into the first corner of the Nordschleife, and he makes the move stick on Lychee. Gets 5th position. Very, very well done here. Lychee right now down to 6th as he just came out of the pits. But remember, Castor came into the pits at the end of lap 3, so his fuel tank is a bit less filled, a bit more empty than Lychee, who just came out of the pits and obviously has pretty much a full fuel tank here.
But hopefully we don't see any other disconnects. Because 2 are too much.
And right now it seems to me that the field really is spread out. The only, like, the shortest gap is 1.5 seconds between Castor and Lychee, and we just saw the overtake.
Yeah.
And it's already 1.5 seconds, so other than that, it's pretty much 10 seconds plus everywhere between Markola and AP Meister. By the way, AP Meister with a faster in-lap last lap than oh no, sorry,
no,
half a second slower.
Markola has half
I'm
a
sorry,
second
I
faster.
misread
Yeah.
that. Yeah, half a second only. That's not much. Magic World lost 6 seconds to Markola on the in-lap. And and Magic World also has front bumper and front left suspension damage. When did he pick that up? Oh my.
It looks for me like, where could that happen? Maybe in the first corner, maybe the left corner. Did he touch the wall there?
There's a lot of places where you can pick up front bumper and front left suspension damage. Basically every right-hand corner, if you will.
Yeah, but I think if I look the gap between Badg3rman and Magic World, it's like it has to be something which were not something which costs very much time. So I think that somewhere there could it be that he touched the wall, the inside wall, on the second turn. Maybe that he took the damage there.
You mean on the GP track?
Yeah.
I doubt that. I think if you hit that wall there, you lose a lot of time because the car basically would come to a halt, would just completely stop, and you would lose a lot of time. Plus, if you hit that wall and you don't intend to, you take your line normally, I think you might sustain engine damage even.
And of course it's also a bit annoying because he took the damage exactly after pitting. So he has to drive now. I mean, he has 2 options now. He drives into the pit and he repairs only, or maybe take new tires and refuel completely. That maybe he has a shorter 3rd pit stop, or he's driving the 4 laps without repairing, but he's losing a bit time to Badg3rman, I think.
Yeah, but I think overall it's probably better to drive these 4 laps without going into the pits and repairing. The thing is, repairing, I think on this game, or at least on this track here with these cars in this series, going into the pits to just repair and not change tires and not refuel probably isn't worth it, because the pit stop takes so long that you really lose more than you gain, I think, even with 4 laps of a stint in front of you. So I probably wouldn't do that. I'd either come in and the thing is, I don't think you would have to refuel, because if just think about it, if you come in at the end of lap 5, you have 6 laps left, 2 stints of 3. His fuel is enough for 3 laps, maybe a little splash and dash here, and put on new tires, because I mean, it's better to have, like, tire change doesn't cost you that much time on top. It costs like what, 2 seconds I think until the tires are changed, or 3 seconds maybe. It goes really quick.
And I think we see a very fast lap now from Markola. I think he hit the sector time there before for the 8:10. He hit it with 7:23, and he was there I think at 7:20. So maybe we see a 8:7 or 8:8 now.
Yeah, but it's the outlap. I don't think that counts.
Ah, it's the
anyway,
outlap. Yeah, that's true. Because he got ported.
Yeah,
that's true. He's in the outlap.
He probably wishes that one would count. Because it is quite a fast lap. Let's see, 8:05, 8:06, 7, 8. It's 8:09.
Yeah, like I said,
8:08.9. Sorry, 8:08.9. But look, AP Meister not that much slower.
Yeah, 8:10.
Second and a half.
Yeah.
8:10.4, pretty much a second and a half. Magic World, he really lost with his mistake. You can see here now it's 8:10 for him, and he still has to get through the final couple of corners here. And
Badg3rman still could go a bit closer to Magic World on the Döttinger Höhe up to the Antoniusbuche. Magic World lost quite much, and yeah, he comes to the pit, like I said. He's pitting now.
I have to say, I'm kind of surprised at that. But at the same time, yeah, he did lose quite a lot of time on it. And Badg3rman will assume 3rd position then. And there is the tire change, I call that.
And Badg3rman now position 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or no?
But yeah, Magic... No. Oh, yes! So he is in position 3. Is he? Oh! Right the outside, he holds the position here. Or he takes the position, rather. That was close. And you can see Magic World really just with the splash and dash, he did not put that much more fuel into the car.
Yeah, welcome,
because he knew
Badg3rman
was coming.
Welcome, Nürburg, to the stream. Yeah, BMW again on position 2, like in the Division B. So, yeah, it looks very good. Markola, yeah, is up in front. Psycho and Rouge, very bad to say that. It's for me very bad and very sad to say, but both have had a disconnect. Psycho during pitting and Rouge before. So we have already 2 disconnects here. Very sorry for that. But yeah, AP Meister now also very safe there. Maybe he tries to bring that home, the 2nd place now, because he's almost 1 minute in front of position 3. But the fight between the podium, or for the podium, between Badg3rman and Magic World is completely open now. Because
definitely, and I would say one thing about the quote unquote fight between Markola and AP Meister for the lead right now. It's 13 seconds between the two. AP Meister has some serious pace here today. Didn't lose that much time at all. Last lap 1.5 seconds. Before that he lost half a second. He's pretty much on pace with Markola. A bit slower obviously, but not much. And Markola cannot afford a mistake here. If he makes a single mistake and gets some kind of damage, AP Meister's gonna strike, and he's gonna try to take that lead away. So Markola needs to be very focused and concentrated. We know he can do that.
But he's Markola,
as he puts in, he's Markola exactly, and he puts in a purple split times again.
I saw it, yeah.
So. Because of course he does, because he's Markola. 3/10, by the way, right now faster than his previous fastest lap, which was an 8:10.4. So maybe we do see the first 8:09. that is not an outlap, of course. The chance is there for Markola to do that. He's got a good split time here after pretty much the first half of the track. Let's see what the next sector time, the next split time says. Oh, only 1/10, lost a bit there.
Yeah, I'm watching right now the fight between Badg3rman and Magic World.
Yeah, it's getting very close between these two.
Now the rear wing cam from Badg3rman to watch the action where Magic World can come closer, or how close it sometimes can be here on this track. And we see on the brakes the Porsche, like as usual, on the brakes the Porsche very strong, you can brake very late, but the acceleration of the Audi is very good, and of course the top speed of the Audi, but the Porsche can definitely brake much later.
Yeah, you can see every car has its strengths and weaknesses. And Badg3rman with a bit of a slide there. You don't want to take that curb on the right hand side, and Badg3rman took exactly that one, clipped it, and it really unsettled the car here. So something you really have to watch out for. Some of these curbs you can easily take. Other curbs you really have to avoid, because otherwise they do unsettle the car in a way that you're really going to struggle and maybe even put the car into the wall.
And now Magic World comes a bit closer. Now maybe the overtake opportunity.
That's the one. And yeah, Badg3rman pulls out of it and says, you know what, have the position. I'll take the slipstream. I'll stay with you, but you have the position for now. And
can he come closer again?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but it's too late.
Slipstream. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. Yeah, look at Badg3rman. He's lifting off. I'm pretty sure he doesn't worry too much about it. He's gonna come into the pits at the end of lap 7, and maybe he does have to do a little bit of fuel saving here, this lap and the next one.
But he's doing a very good job, Badg3rman. Oh,
yeah, as he almost puts it into the wall. You're really trying to curse the drivers today, aren't you?
Yeah, it looks like I'm watching up. I don't want to say now that I watch up Meister that he makes a mistake, of course not. But but I think the curse hits only Badg3rman.
Yeah,
so
probably.
So I'm watching now a bit up Meister, which he can go kind of the pace of Markola, because he has a purple sector there as well. Let's see if we can catch a sector or the next sector for Markola, or from Markola, to see if we can get there a bit more time. We are now in Schwalbenschwanz, the kleines Karussell, Galgenkopf now.
Yeah.
And then we have the sector time up to the Döttinger Höhe, and we can see if he's on a new fastest lap here. Currently 8:10.409, the fast lap from him here. And yeah, it will be, wow, 1.9 seconds.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I thought it was going to be, I don't know, maybe a couple tenths, maybe an 8:09. Right now he's on pace for an 8:08. And AP Meister's on his way for an 8:10, which is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Probably gonna beat, or maybe gonna beat Markola's previous or still current fast lap of an 8:10.4. But Markola's gonna absolutely smash that 8:10. And oh my, that was probably a lap that Markola is gonna be very happy with and very proud of. 8:08.4, faster than his out lap. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
That was a hammer time.
That was a hammer time, yeah. And AP Meister comes across the line. He did not beat Markola's previous.
Still very good lap.
He did not beat Markola's previous fast lap. Missed it by 2/10, under 2/10. but it's still a very good lap, and almost beat his out lap as well. If you look at that, 8:10.4 was his out lap, 8:10.5 his first lap after, and he's purple in the first sector, but that doesn't have to mean a lot. There's a lot of sectors on this track, not the usual 3 or 4 sometimes. I think, how many sectors does this track have? About 20?
Sectors.
16.
Sectors, you mean?
16 sectors on this track.
I think... How many they have? I think... It has to be around 20 or even more. Because you have...
It says 16 on the timing monitor. Maybe it
16,
can only
okay.
display 16, but I don't know. No, the thing is some sectors are longer than others. Yeah, it's 16, yeah.
Okay.
On the timing monitor it says 16. If you scroll over. And Badg3rman now into the pits at the end of lap 6. He was not able to fuel oh no, he has damage. He had rear bumper and rear left suspension damage,
Okay,
so he comes in early, end of lap 6, and that means he has to go for one more pit stop as well. So I think Castor Troy has 4th position for now. As Castor Troy is going to come into the pits at the end of this lap or the next, he has the choice, and he can then go on to the end with only one more pit stop from here. So Badg3rman also has one more pit stop from here, but he's 30 seconds behind. So this seems to settle this one. Maybe Castor Troy can even get involved.
I think that Castor Troy.
World,
I think Castor Troy is on a very good strategy, because after that lap it's lap 8, so maybe with another he has to do one more pit stop and he can do the whole. Well, we have then 8, so after that lap he has to go. Then we it's hard. I think it's not enough maybe.
Well, he can
till the end.
So Castor Troy is gonna come into the pits at the end of this lap, at the end of lap 7. He was in the pits at the end of lap 3, so he has to come lap 7 now. But then he could go to the end 4 laps. So he's done a 4 laps, or he's doing a 4 lap stint right now.
Yeah, I think that Castor can make
one.
the 4th position with his strategy.
Yeah. He might even be able to get 3rd from Magic World. But Magic World also on the only with one more stop to go. So he would have to gain 18.5 seconds on track, Castor Troy. That's quite tough, especially with the pace that Magic World has right now. The only way Castor Troy is able to maybe get at least 1 foot on the podium is if Magic World makes a mistake here at some point. And right now it doesn't look like it, because he hasn't done many before, so there's a really good chance that Magic World... Then again, he did make one that had to, or that forced him into another pit stop, so you never know. He did come into the pits at the end of lap 5. But if he keeps it on track, he should be fine.
Callum also with a Germany livery. Is it a Germany livery? I cannot... Yeah, I think it's a like a Germany looking like the flag colors. Black, yellow and... yeah.
And gold, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems so.
I mean, he's working in the Porsche factory, so...
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's working there.
Explains the car choice, let's just say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, of course. Oh, he's coming a bit wide there, but he could hold the car, so nothing happened.
And it seems like the race has really settled down here. We're still looking at some strategy. It seems like Lychee has been stuck in the pits for about 3 minutes now. I don't know what's going on there.
Let's see if I can catch the next sector of Markula. Yeah, Markula is now 1.7 seconds behind his fastest lap. And yeah, hello buddy to the stream. Nice to see you here in the stream. Markula is still leading the race. Psycho sadly had a disconnect, the same for the Rouge. So 2 driver less here after the first 3 laps. And yeah, maybe because we have halftime then in the series championship here, in the manufacturer championship. And of course, we're thinking about next season, what we can do and what we want to change. And there came something like the super formula in the game with the overtake button and everything. And maybe that's also a nice thing, maybe to make maybe a season without the GT cars and going to the super formula for 1 season. I mean, that of course is not for sure, it's only an idea what we had.
Yeah, but I think it would be interesting to introduce that overtake button, overtake mode feature.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it doesn't have to be the Super Formula cars for that. There's obviously a bunch of cars that do have the overtaking system that can be used. A lot of the VGT cars, the McLaren P1 GTR.
Yeah, but I'm thinking also because the cool thing on the Super Formula is they are very nice. In my opinion, right now it's the most fun car in the game because they drive like a charm, and
yeah,
it's I think it's very nice with the overtake button mode and everything. It makes it very interesting, and also the car is driving very nice and very good for the on fixed setup. So not open setup, so fixed setup. The cars are pretty nice as well, and then for every driver would be the same conditions. And yeah, I think that would be also a very nice way to do the next season. So maybe that will be also in the room, the SF19 for season 4 of the European GT Masters.
Yeah, but I think you would have to rename the series then. It wouldn't be the EGTM anymore. It would be the ESFM.
No, the GT stands not for the GT cars. It stands for Gran Turismo.
Oh, okay.
So
well,
yeah.
That way you get around it.
I got around it, yeah. So Markula still leading by 16 seconds after 8 laps. And yeah, P-Meister 16 seconds behind on position 2, a very good result till now for him. Hopefully he can bring that home. And Magic World also on position 3, so he completes the podium currently with the Porsche. So we have Nissan, BMW on position 2 and Porsche on position 3. Then we have BMW on position 4, so 2 BMWs, both BMWs in the top 4 right now.
Yes, but that's going to change soon because Castro is going to come into the pits right now.
Yeah.
To serve his final pit stop with 4% of fuel left in the tank. So yeah, he's going to refuel for probably full tank. And get some new tires and everything. He's gonna pump out behind verwendbar. I think that's fair to say. Here come the wheels. verwendbar now on the start-finish straight. And into P4. Castro now with refueling. Has no damage, so he doesn't have to Watch out for that. Here he comes out of the pits, and what's the gap?
12
Let's
seconds.
see, 12, 13, 13 and a half seconds.
Yeah, but Troy most probably can drive now to the end. And Badg3rman has to go one more time into the pits. That means currently Troy virtually on position 4. Then 6 Callum and 7 Cobra. Litchi looks like he has some issues in the pit. Maybe they forgot a tire or something. And Marcola cannot go the under 8/10s currently, so yeah, I think the tires are too worn. And after this lap, Marcola will come into his second and last pit stop.
Yeah, and not just him. AP Meister as well. Magic World as well. And Badg3rman might be able to go to the... Oh no, he will probably go at the end of this lap as well. He came at the end of lap... Oh no. He could go either at the end of this or the next lap. He would probably try to go to the end of lap 9, but the question is, you know, when it's his choice, and it doesn't really matter too much. At the end of lap 8 or lap 9, he has both options available to him. Doesn't matter too much, I think. He will drop behind Troy either way. The undercut might be better here to go now at the end of lap 8, because then he's getting some fresh tires.
Yep.
That are one lap younger. And Callum into the pits now, and Badg3rman is struggling again. Is your camera on him again?
On who? Magic World?
On Badg3rman.
Badg3rman. I'm on him, yeah.
Yeah, that's why he was struggling there. You cursed him again.
I cursed him again, yeah. I should not show him in stream.
It seems so, yeah. As much as I like him, but it seems like you're cursing him every time you show him on stream.
If I'm not showing him the whole stream, maybe he's winning.
I mean, he did win a race before, and
yeah,
in
Catalonia sprint race. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I know what happened there, but
next round also maybe nice to mention. Next round will be in 2 weeks. On or in Suzuka, so we go back to Japan. We were already 2 weeks ago in Japan, in Tokyo, and now we go to Suzuka in 2 weeks. There again with the GT3, because we have to turn the GT3 and GT4s around, that we have the last round, the endurance round, then with the GT4s, so we have to have now 2 times in a row the GT3s. And yeah, I think there the cards are completely new mixed, because like it looks now, Marcola with maximum success ballast, and Psycho will get lesser because he was here now with the maximum success ballast of 2%. AP Meister Magic World will be also there with the success ballast. AP Meister with 1% and Magic World then with 2%. But yeah, we have still laps to go, and we'll see how the podium will look at the end.
Yeah, and for AP Meister, it's the first time this season that he picks up any success ballast if he stays in second or even in third position, as long as he finishes on the podium. He has not picked up a podium in the main race so far this season, so for him this is going to be a very, very nice change of pace, if you will. Although we shouldn't talk about it too early. Again, you know, there's still 3 laps left. There's still a pit stop left. We're seeing what's happening with Litchi right now, that he's still stuck in the pits for some reason. Let's hope the same doesn't happen to any other driver. Again, it seems to be that a lot of drivers really got struck by the Gran Turismo gods, and really, I don't know what happened. That some of them really got unlucky. We had 2 disconnects, Deruja and Psycho. Litchi now being stuck in the pits for at least a whole lap at this point, and really, really unlucky for a bunch of drivers here. But for the rest,
And also we can
think-
mention here, we had no contacts between drivers, no damage caused by other drivers, that some drivers suffered a damage from another driver. So all damage here in this race was by driving mistakes or own mistakes. So currently nothing happened in that direction of damage of cars that was infected by other cars or drivers.
yeah, and
So
I'm
maybe-
looking at something interesting
Yeah.
right now. The closest battle we have on track is for P6 between Cobra and Kalam. Cobra 4.5 minutes behind Markola, his teammate, but only 5.5 seconds behind Kalam. As Markola
Yep.
does come into the pits right now, so we're getting into the second and final pit stops
And the leader is in the
for
pit.
the leading drivers. And Cobra is catching back up with Kalam further and further. Gap now under 4.5 seconds. Going back up over 4.5 and down back under. Ah, never mind. So Cobra here putting some pressure onto Kalam, and he should be able to get that position. Markola out of the pits now. Back into the lead. AP Meister refueling right now. And Magic World not even close to the pits right now. And by the time Magic World comes into the pits, AP Meister will have left him already, as he is out of the pits right now.
A very good race from
And
AP
did lose a
Meister
bit
till
of-
now.
Did lose a bit of time in the pits. Gap now almost 20 seconds, 19 seconds. And Magic World gonna come in now as well. Bad Boy has the choice here. He can come in, or he can stay out and try to fuel save. What's it gonna be?
I would make.
Either way, he's gonna drop behind
I
Castro
think
Troy.
going now into the pits would be faster, because then he drives directly with new tires. And if he goes now or later to the pits, it makes no difference of the standing time for refueling.
Yeah. But he would have to fuel save a little bit on the next lap if he doesn't come in.
Yeah,
Which obviously does hurt his lap
I think he
time.
will come in now.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he doesn't. Does make sense from his strategy. No, he stays out.
He stays out, yeah.
He stays out. He goes
Okay,
lap
that
9,
makes for me
okay?
no sense now.
Again, before I was talking a few times about the sim racing engineer that basically tells you what to do so that you don't have to think about that. Maybe that is the reason why. I mean, there's no reason to stay out now. You
Yeah.
said it, the standing time in the pits is the same either way. But one, he has to fuel save, and two, his tires are worse. So I don't know what the point is. But maybe Boy knows.
Better.
The thing is, at the same time, it probably doesn't matter. He's gonna lose the position to Castro Troy anyway,
Yeah.
and I don't see him get it back with either strategy. So, you know, it probably doesn't matter all too much, but we'll see. We'll see. Meanwhile, Cobra has overtaken Kalam. That one quick. And already put over 1.5 seconds behind himself, between himself.
Maybe
and
there was a
Kalam.
mistake as well.
But at the same time, Cobra is gonna have to come into the pits once again at the end of this lap. And Kalam can go to the end. So for Cobra, he would have to gain about another 30 seconds if he wants to keep that 6th position. Which personally, I don't see him do that. I don't think he's going to be able to do that unless Kalam makes a mistake of sorts.
And Markola put already between him and the third position over 1 minute of a gap. That shows how good he's driving here on this track. But yeah, he's usually very good on this track. But his lap times are very good. 8.8, 4.15 is 4 seconds faster than Division B, for example.
Yeah, and Cobra comes into the pits now.
But only 20 seconds to Markola here on the Nordschleife after 9 laps is pretty good from AP Meister. That's also a reason why he's driving comfortable here. 1 minute in front of the position 3, so no reason for him to push too hard. Only a few laps more to bring that second place home. He's now in the 9th lap, so everything's smooth now for him. And the gap is getting bigger.
Cobra comes out of the pits now. The gap to Kalam is 27 seconds. In 3 laps, that would be 9 seconds a lap. Looking at Kalam's pace, his fastest lap was an 8:27, and Cobra's pace, his fastest lap was an 8:14. I think there's a chance for Cobra to get back into 6th place. I think this might be the only remaining change of position that we will see here. Unless the driver obviously makes a mistake. But it seems like it's mostly settled. AP Meister, 19 seconds behind Markola. Yeah, it seems like he can hang with him. It's incredible pace from AP Meister. After 9 laps, basically, AP Meister lost just over 2 seconds a lap on Markola. On a lap like this.
Yeah.
That is 8.5, or well, not 8.5, but eight, just over 8 minutes long.
And Marco is definitely one of the fastest drivers on this track. Only to mention that as well.
I mean, he's one of the fastest drivers in the world. So, to lose 2 seconds on an 8-minute lap is comparable to losing half a second on a 2-minute lap. So basically, your normal average lap, half a second, and being half a second within Markola. That's definitely good. That's something not many people can say about themselves. Psycho would be one of those. AP Meister, we've seen it so far this season, usually not. But this track seems to be AP Meister's second home, maybe. Obviously his first home being in the Netherlands, but it seems to be his second home here. I mean, it's not far, you know.
Yeah.
Geographically speaking, kind of basically his backyard.
Can you remember how many seconds between Badg3rman and Castro were? No, Cobra and Kalam. Sorry, Cobra and Kalam when Cobra left the pits. I think they're
27.
27. Okay, then we have already 4 seconds that Cobra should off from the gap between him and Kalam. So that can be 7:14. Yeah, I think he will reach Kalam to the end of the race when he keeps the pace.
Likely. Yeah, on average, Cobra was gaining this race 13 seconds a lap on Kalam.
Do you know
if he keeps that up, he will catch him at the beginning of the last lap.
Also, looking now to Badg3rman's fuel, I think that it could be that he has to fuel save very hard on the Dingerhöhe to reach the pits here without running out of fuel.
Yeah, it's getting very dire for him here, and he's already fuel saving.
Looks pretty empty here.
Very early. Sorry, what?
his fuel tank looks pretty empty, as said.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
hello,
see how
to be or
early he
not to be.
shifts?
Sorry that I missed your comment here in the stream chat. Welcome to you as well here. Monkey Boy Racing, so...
Oh, and Badg3rman boys into the
yeah,
wall.
I have it in the stream. I'm going to Castor now.
Yes, do that. I'm keeping my eyes on Badg3rman boy, but every time you had the camera on him today, he made a mistake.
Yeah, that's true.
Jeez.
And AP Meister, I don't know if Marcola drives full pace now, but AP Meister is definitely, or can hold the pace from Marcola, because his outlap was only 1/10 slower than Marcola's, and he's now on a purple sector on the GP track.
Well, as is Marcola. They're both on purple right now. So I'm pretty sure Marcola is not holding back. I think that we can clearly say. But yeah, Badg3rman is gonna make it into the pits with about probably 1% left of fuel, maybe 2. Let's see. Here he comes, and it is 1%. Wow.
Yeah, that was close, and of course Castor Troy will get the 4th position here for sure. He's already on the start-finish straight, and he passed, and Badg3rman is not even in the pit. Now he's in there changing tires.
Yeah, he needs to refuel to pretty much half a fuel tank.
It's even a very big gap.
So that takes some time as well.
Yeah, good evening, Locke. Nice to have you here in the stream. I lost my voice for a second.
And here it comes, and the gap is 18 seconds.
Yeah, 18 seconds.
18 seconds, yeah. Badg3rman is not going to catch back up with Castor Troy here. They both pretty much lapped the same over the course of this race. The fastest lap from Badg3rman was an 8:17.7. For Castor Troy, 8:17.2. So you can tell they're pretty much on the same pace, and so 18 seconds on 2 laps, only if Castor Troy makes a mistake here. Which at this point doesn't seem all too likely, considering that he hasn't made too many mistakes over the course of this race. Yes, he lost a couple seconds every here and there, but nothing too bad really. Came into the pits at the end of lap 3, came into the pits at the end of lap 7, and that was pretty much it. So, no, like very, very calm and collected race for Castor Troy. And I'm pretty sure that's something that the Monkey Boy Racing team is gonna look at and say, hey, maybe it wasn't the fastest race, but it was very consistent, not many mistakes, and those are qualities not a lot of drivers do have. I mean, there's pace, and then there's consistency, and obviously in a qualifying setting, pace beats consistency. I think in a race setting, consistency more often beats pace than the other way around.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, what is one lap pace worth?
Because you can say for finishing first, you have to finish first. So
exactly. Old race driver saying.
And Marcola, which is now in the picture, definitely doing that.
Yeah, Castor Troy isn't going to finish first, but he is going to finish in a very good 4th position as it stands right now. And Kalam now into the pits.
Yeah, the damage.
So Cobra, yep, with front bumper and front left suspension damage. He would have been able to go to the end, and maybe that would have been the better choice, but in the end it doesn't really matter too much. Maybe, yeah, but then again, I was trying to say maybe Kalam is trying to go for the fastest lap, but then I don't think Kalam is going to get the fastest lap. His previous personal fastest lap was 19 seconds slower than Marcola.
Yeah.
So I doubt that.
To be or not to be asked right now if somebody did the Meisterbock from Division B. So no, nobody did the Meisterbock till now, but we had to disconnect. So Psycho on position 2, he was only 4 seconds behind Markola. He disconnected during the first pit stop, very bad for a championship for Psycho, and De Ruische, a bit before Psycho, De Ruische disconnected. So yeah, we have 2 disconnects, and yeah, that was it till now here. And yeah, Castrotroy is pretty good on his way here to position 4.
Yeah, and you can also see that Markola is really pushing still, because I think for 2 reasons. One, AP Meister is getting awfully close to Markola's fastest lap, and Markola does not want that to be taken away, because obviously it's 2 points. And second, one mistake and AP Meister would be there. Yes, it's 20 seconds, but you can easily lose 20 seconds on a mistake.
But he lost the purple, he's only blue now, 5/10. So he is right now almost on an 8-9. Let's see Markola's next split time, if he's purple or not, because he made the gap between him and AP Meister a bit bigger. I mean, there's no reason for Markola anymore to drive a faster lap.
Just to be sure.
Yeah, just to be sure.
Anything can happen. You know, I would be careful. But let's see the split time here. See, another 8/10.
8/10
getting
faster.
into the 8:07s. Oh my goodness. Can we, for next season, just as maybe as an idea to float around, one, can we give Markola 5% of success ballast just right from the start? And 2, increase the maximum. 2% is not enough for this man.
Let's see if we can bring that
goodness
to the finish, and yeah, it looks very good. And yeah, that's a 8-7.
Yeah. Quite convincingly 8-7-4 as he goes on to the last lap. With the fastest lap, 8-7.
AP Meister is, I think, on a 8-9. I think.
That's gonna be close. Oh, I think he's gonna make it. 8-7, 8-8, 8-9. Oh no.
No.
8-10.
8-10-3.
But he did improve, but not enough.
But not enough, yeah.
Get into the 809s.
Magic well on the small carousel. Going to the Gallenkopf now. Then Döttinger Höhe, and then he comes close to the last lap as well, like AP Meister and Markola. And he's again faster. After the Nürburgring GP, after the GP circuit. Let's see what AP Meister can do here, but he lost 3 seconds last lap alone. And the 8-10 is pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, but the 3-10's down.
Yeah, right now I'm looking, the closest gap on track.
Magic Rod with damage in the pit.
Oh yeah, front bumper and front left suspension.
Let's see.
He must have gotten that. He must have gotten that at the end of the Döttinger Höhe, I think.
Yeah, maybe. And Castrotroy is coming now to the GP circuit. He's braking now into the last corner, Going out.
Yeah, but Magic World already out again.
Already out again.
He
Okay.
just did the repairs. That was it. And he probably lost. Let's see, how much did he lose? If the gap was 25 and it's down to 11, 12. Where are we at? 12.2. Yeah. So 12 seconds. So he lost about 15 seconds.
Yeah. Only repairing. He didn't want to drive a whole lap with damage. Was pretty clever.
Yeah, I mean he was able to afford that, and also if you look at the, let's say average lap times. Can we just talk about Magic World for a second? The consistency on this man. Look at his laps 2, 3, 7, and 9. Within 2/10 of each other.
Yeah.
113.1, 813.1, 813.1, 813.2, and 813.3. And the other laps were in laps or out laps. So, absolutely incredible.
He's
Magic World
He's pushing not on the limit, but it's enough to reach the podium and making very much points.
Yeah. And again, this is what I talked about. Consistency beats pace. You know, you look at VP Cobra, and I think he did have the pace, but he wasn't able to put it on the track. And you see his lap times: 8:14, 8:15 is there. Yes, 8:16, but also an 8:20. And well, we're not talking about the 12:44. That was I don't know what that was. Well, he was just stopped for 3 minutes at the side of the track. But, you know, I think that is the difference maker here sometimes. The consistency really sees Magic World through. And even if there wasn't the two disconnects, I'm pretty sure Psycho would have been in front of Magic World. I'm not sure about the Rouge. I think they would have fought hard. And, they probably would have been around the same time. I mean, they would have been a few seconds away from each other probably.
Yeah.
Fighting to the end maybe. So you see Magic World with that consistency. He's not putting in the fancy laps.
I think that the podium would be
807s.
I think the podium would be Marcola, Psycho and AP Meister currently without the disconnect from Psycho. Because I think Marcola,
because that's exactly what you predicted.
Yeah, but I think still that the Psycho would be faster on the whole race than AP Meister.
I'm just joking.
And Marcola was simply driving too strong, and that even without pressure, I think he could go maybe even a bit faster with pressure. So.
Yeah, Marcola is one of these weird people who, when they are under pressure, they perform even better. Never understood that, how that works exactly, but maybe Marcola can explain that to me at some point. But yeah, he's definitely one of those drivers that perform even better when they are under pressure, and they need that challenge. They need the breath of the other driver in their neck to perform at their highest level. As Marcola now coming through pretty much the last 2 minutes of the lap.
And then we have it here, the second endurance race here this week after Division B. We are almost done also with Division A endurance race here, and Marcola still leading almost half a minute in front of AP Meister, which made also a very, very, very good race. And then Magic World on position 3, I think also a very good result here for him in the Porsche. Then Castro Troy on position 4, he will make also very much points here on this track. Then we have Betset Farboy. He was not sure even if he can finish this race before the race started because he had a wrist injury or a hand injury. So arm injury, yeah, and of course in a 5th place here and making very much points. He will also make a jump in the championship standings. Oh, he almost lost the car. So he will make a big jump in the championship standings as well. Then Cobra, I think, a bit under his performance, what he can usually show every 2 weeks. And Callum also a very solid 7th place. I think maybe not his most favorite track here, but still he will make good points here on finishing on 7th position. And Markola already on or at the Antoniusbuche, so after Döttinger Höhe, and he's only 2/10 down his fastest lap. Now through Tiergarten and Hohenrhein, and then back to the Nürburgring section here. And here we are, the race finished, the big winner here. Congratulations again, Markola made here, yeah, start finish. Never a doubt that he will not win this race. Then here comes AP Meister. He's already blinking here. He is doing the 2nd position. Congratulations, very good result here for AP Meister in the BMW. So we have the 2nd podium's position here for BMW after Division B. Congratulations. And the next one will be the Porsche of Magic World, who reached the finish 22nd in front of Castle. But there is a bit of a way. He's in Pflanzgarten right now. He's reaching the Pflanzgarten now, going to Schwalbenschwanz.
And I'm looking at Badg3rman right now. I wanted to say that maybe he was racing against the 3-minute timer to make it to the finish line. He will not be able to make it to the finish line most likely because he also got front bumper, rear bumper, and both front left and rear left suspension damage, and he's losing more and more time. So he's already 3 minutes and 3 seconds behind Markola, and obviously with Markola's pace and with Badg3rman's damage, that's not going to work all too well. 3 minutes 4 now, so he will not be able to make it just to the finish line. Will be caught out just before that. But yeah, Magic World now getting there towards the finish line, just through Tiergarten and Hohenrhein. And then he will take the final step on the podium together with Markola and AP Meister. Great,
yeah,
consistent
congratulations.
race. Absolutely
And it's
consistent
a
race. And another 8:13.3. Incredible stuff. 5 laps in every lap, and that was an out lap, and even that one was
but
right
still,
on the money.
Still.
Wow. And here comes Castor Troy.
Also a very solid race.
Quite a consistent race.
Yeah. I think he's also happy.
It takes a little bit slow here. Yeah. And 4th place, and Badg3rman will not be able to make it to the finish line. 10 seconds short of it. But he will get 5th, VP Cobra in P6. He already takes it slow. And Kalam in P7. Those are the standings as we get the screen. Hey! Hey!
Hey!
Boy. He thought a little bit too early that it was over, maybe. But either way, 5th place for him. Sorry, 5th place for him. But yeah, Markola, the story of the day, and what a race it was for him.
Yeah, here are the final results. We have Markola, AP Meister, Magic World on the podium, Castle in position 4, Badg3rman 5, 6 Cobra, 7 Callum, Lychee 8. We had 2 disconnects with Psycho and Deruish. But still, yeah, I think it was a very good race here from everyone. And yeah, I think there was no incidents the whole race. So everything's cool. Okay, now I hear you very strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Had to mute
I'm sorry.
mute you for a second.
Yeah, it works now again.
Yeah, that
Alright, I'm trying to
was it
calculate
here.
all the standings right now.
Yeah, amazing lap in lap 10, Markola with a 87443. So yeah, I think there's nothing to add more. We are through.
Well, there is a little bit. I'm calculating the standings right now.
Ah, okay.
Oh my goodness. Markola is sitting at 254 points now. Clearly the leader.
Yeah.
Magic World is, hold on, 78. Oh, this is yeah, okay. So we got him here. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. So yeah, Psycho, probably the big loser of this race because of the disconnect. He lost second place in the standings to AP Meister. So as we said, Marco at 254 points, then AP Meister 183. Then Castor Troy and Psycho tied at 174. However, Castor Troy still has a drop result of 42 points. That was his worst result so far this season, which is quite astonishing.
Okay.
42 points, his worst result. He's got the second best drop result of Division A and the third best drop result in the whole series, only behind Markola and Batty, the two division leaders. So Castor Troy, again, very, very consistent, not just over the course of this race. We talked about his consistency as well a little bit, but over the course of the season. Then we have Magic World very, very close behind Psycho, Castor Troy, and AP Meister. Again, 183 for AP Meister, 174 for both Castor Troy and Psycho, and 167 for Magic World. And then, even then, Cobra 158 with a 37 drop result, so quite a good drop result for him as well. And Bet Set for Boy 151. So between P2 and P7, we have a difference of 32 points, which is absolutely
cool,
nothing.
Yeah.
And then obviously because of today's race, DeRouge drops off quite a bit. He's at 100 points now. Lychee drops off quite a bit. I haven't calculated him through yet, but he does get 40 points for today's race, so that's pretty good for him. But 119 is where he's at, and then it goes down.
Of course,
to
that's
Lamb.
all unofficial till now, but I think
Yes.
nothing will big change because we have no incident. There will be no report, I guess. And yeah, I have to go tomorrow very early to work, so I think we will do a cut here now.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you for watching the stream here. The EGTM Endurance Round 1 is over for both leagues. You can check out the homepage egtm.racing to see the previous race reports written by Mark von Hayes and watch the real lives from me and from Badg3rman, and of course the pictures the gallery from the Nameless. And yeah, also of course the standings and the rules you can read there, everything. EGTM.racing is the URL to go for this series. Yeah, I think that's all to say now. I say good night to you as well, Badg3rman. Thanks for streaming with me, it was a pleasure again to do that with you. And yeah, then I'll say good night to you guys.